What's up guys, welcome back to another video. So I am back with an update for the upcoming sneaker releases for the month of March. We did not do this in Feb because there wasn't much happening, but March has a lot of sneakers lined up, especially a lot of restocks from Yeezys and stuff like that. So without wasting any more time, let's just start with the Yeezys first. So first we have the restock of Yeezy V2 700 in the static colorway, which is the all white colorway. Now personally I had this pair a couple of years ago when it initially dropped and I absolutely loved them. I like them more than the wave runners also because I don't know, just something about it, it looked really nice. So yes, they're coming again to Super Cakes and I guess veg non-veg also, and probably it will come to the Ira stores also. Just check Instagram for all of those details. So yeah, talking about these sneakers, they are going to do fairly well because they are currently also selling for about 40,000 rupees, and I don't think the prices will come down because it is a very beautiful pair. So yes, if you're planning to go for them, then please go for it for reselling as well as for personals. Moving on, we have another restock of the Yeezy 700 Wave Runners. I think this is the third or the fourth time, but nevertheless it doesn't really matter because that is still the OG colorway and people still love it a lot, and it has not really dropped in price after the initial restock the second time around. It's kind of stable at around 45,000 rupees now also, and I don't see it coming down once again. So it is a great purchase again for personals and for reselling. Now let's move on to some 350 V2s. We have a couple of them dropping. Most importantly, the Yeezy 350 V2 in the Oreo colorway, which is the black with the white stripe. Now this again had dropped a couple of years back and it did really well for obvious reasons because it's a black Yeezy and it has a white contrast on it, which just makes it very easy to wear it on the daily basis. And they are currently selling for around 55 to 60,000. The stock is very low since it released years ago. There aren't any pairs left in India, so the restock is going to be accepted really well, and they are going to do great. I think it's kind of a jackpot in a 350 V2 after a long time. Even though Beluga and the Dazzling Blue were good, this is going to be even better. So yes, it's a definite cop for reselling as well as for personals. Moving on, we have a third iteration of the MX series. We saw the MX Rock and the MX Oat released before, and this time around we have the MX Frost Blue as it's called. And talking about the whole MX pack, this is by far the best colorway in the whole series. So yes, again they're going to do excellent. They're going to do really well. People will want that a lot compared to MX Rocks or MX Oats, and it might sit at around 35,000 rupee mark, I think. So yes, it is a great purchase for reselling. And about personals, if you dig the colorway, then they are absolutely fantastic. I don't need to market Yeezy 350 V2s to you guys. So yeah, there it is. Moving on, we have another 350 V2 coming in the bone colorway, which is like an updated version of the triple white that we've seen years ago again. So yes, they are also going to do well because just how good the black Yeezys are, the white Yeezys are also pretty much the same. They look really nice and clean. So yes, that is also a definite cop for personals and for reselling. So for now, these are the 350 V2s that I have to talk about. Now let's move on to some slides and foam runners. We have a restock of the ochre and the pure slides. I'm sure all of these are going to come to India as well because we get everything that Adidas gets globally. So yes, that's going to be great. Again, no need to say that because they just sell for 5,000 rupees and the reselling goes for 15-20,000 rupees and the likes of that, because people just love those slides and they are kind of cool. I'm not a huge fan, but yeah, they're good. So yes, that's a definite cop once again for personals and for reselling. Now we have a new colorway coming in the foam runner and the slide, which is called the Onyx, which is basically another name for an all black version of the slide and the foam runner. Now I don't need to say this, people have been waiting for the all black colorway since a long time because they were leaked, I think, a couple of months or over a year ago, and since then everyone wants it. Like always, all black color is always very famous in the Yeezy line. So yes, both of these are going to do absolutely amazing. I think they're going to be one of the best foam runner colorways and one of the best slide colorways to have released in recent times. So yes, once again, they're a cop for reselling and for personals. Now apart from this, there are a couple of more Yeezys dropping, that like the 450s in, I think, cinder colorway, or one is sort of a brown colorway, one is sort of a gradient colorway. Now I'm not a huge fan of any of these. I think the 450s, the Momo as they call it, was only good in the OG colorway, that is the cream white beige or whatever the hell it was, I don't really remember. So apart from that, I don't like any other colorways, so I would suggest you to stay away from these unless you personally like the color and you want to rock them for yourself, then do it. But for reselling, stay away. It's going to be a brick and you might just get stuck in it, God knows for how long, so skip. Alright, so these were all the Yeezys that we are expecting to see in March. Like I said, they'll be coming to all the stores like Superkicks, Veg.Veg, Adidas themselves, so you can keep a check over there. Apart from this, there are two more Yeezys dropping. I think one is the 700 V3 in the Safflower colorway. It's a restock. No one cared about it when it released before. No one is going to care about it now, so just stay away from that. And we have another colorway coming in the knit runners. This colorway is way better compared to the last one that we saw in yellow. This is like kind of brown and beige. So yeah, it is going to do well. Although I don't really like those shoes because they're not really comfortable. But if you do want to rock them personally, then go for it. But for reselling, I suggest you to stay away. So these are all the Yeezys we have for the month of March. They'll be dropping in all the stores like I said. So just go follow their socials and keep a check on the specific dates. Now let's move on to some Jordans. Now there are a handful of Jordans that I remember already without having to check a list or something like that. So the first one is, we have a couple of Jordans coming in the UNC colorway once again. So the first one let's talk about is the UNC Jordan 1 Low in the golf version. Now I don't really think there's anything different in this sneaker apart from the outsole. It's pretty much the same. So if you missed the UNC Jordan 1 lows or the dunk lows before, this is your another chance to get it in the golf version. Don't really think that is different or is too specific to the game. It's not like that. You can just rock it every day. It's not an issue at all. So yes, these are definitely going to do well because we've seen a couple more colorways in the golf iteration released before as well, like the Chicago and stuff like that. They're all doing amazingly well in the resale market. So will these. So yes, they are definite cop for personals and for reselling. Now talking about UNC, we have another kind of cool UNC, something different this time, which is the Jordan 6 in the UNC colorway. To be honest, the resale is not going to be great on these because Jordan 6s don't really have that much of a high demand in the Indian market at least, but they will definitely do better than most other Jordan 6s because of the UNC colorway. But in my personal opinion, I really kind of like them a lot. So for personals, they are a definite cop, but for reselling, I wouldn't really suggest you to put your money in it because it is kind of risky. And let's just have some other first timers good chance at copying these at retail and probably enjoying them, since they cannot really get other UNC colorways which are already selling for way above retail. So yeah, these were the two sneakers coming out in the UNC colorway. Now apart from this, before we get into other specific Jordans, let me just repeat once again like I have always before. There are a tons of Jordan 1 lows, a tons of Jordan 1 mids, tons of dunk lows releasing even on Sneakers India platform. Every week the list is updated. You can go check it over there. Now you don't need to ask me about each of these sneakers in my DMs or anywhere if they are good or not. All of these sneakers are hands down brilliant for your personal use, given the price point you can get them at, that is on retail. But if you talk about reselling for these sneakers, I wouldn't really suggest you to do so. Not that you cannot make money in it, you can make money in it, but it's just that let's keep it fair for the newer audience to get into the sneaker game. And this is the easiest entry for them, being Jordan 1 lows and mids and having less demand compared to the highs. So that's the only reason I'm saying do not buy these sneakers for reselling purposes. Let them be open to the market for personal use only. And maybe in a couple of days, if you find some sneakers which are not sold out yet, then you can probably pick them up and then consign with Main Street, because like I said, mids and lows are also in extremely high demand and they do sell. You can make money on it. So yes, that was my suggestion about the mids and lows. Now let's move on to a couple other Jordans that are releasing specifically in March. Alright, so Jordan 3 is coming out in two different colorways this month, which is the muslin and the desert cement, I think, if I'm not mistaken. They are general releases, so let's not talk about reselling. It's a skip for reselling. But overall, they are kind of nice in terms of colorway, and yes, they are definite cop for personals. And yeah, like I said, just stay away from these for reselling purposes. I think there's another Jordan 3, but I'm not very sure. I think it's coming back in the fire red colorway, and if that comes, yes, it's going to be great, better than the other two that I just mentioned for personals, and it might do kind of decent in the resale market. But if things are just decent, if a particular sneaker is going to be performing decently in the resale market, I would suggest you to not put money in it, because it just gets risky and you might just get stuck and it will be a failure. So yeah, keep away from reselling for Jordan 3s, Jordan 5s, Jordan 6s, unless they are collab. Moving on, there are a couple of Jordan 7, couple of Jordan 5 and a lot more Jordan 4s that are also releasing in this month, and they're all basically general release, so I'm not going to specifically talk about each of them because I already gave you my suggestion about how you should be treating. It's time you guys start learning by yourself how you can treat a particular upcoming sneaker to understand how it might do in the resale market and whether it's a cop or not. Just to sum it up once again, any sneaker that comes out, if you like the colorway, it's a cop for personals. But if it's a general release or if it's not something I'm specifically talking about, then in that case they are not at all a good cop for reselling purposes. So yeah, there it is. Make your own choices, see the list on sneakers app and whatever website, and make the decision for yourself. Now apart from this, let's just talk about one Jordan 1 High which is scheduled to come in March. I think it's called Rebellionaire or something like that. It's with that it's in the black and gray colorway, sort of like shadow with all over print on the shoe, and it's okay. I mean, I'm not really sure if it is as good, but given the history it has or the story it is carrying along with it, you can see the details on the website or whenever they are about to drop. I'm not going to get into technicalities. Given that story behind it, it might do decently well, but after all it's a Jordan 1 High, so it cannot really make any losses for you. So yes, it is a cop for personals and for reselling. So yeah, that's it. These are all the sneakers we had to discuss about for the month of March. And yeah, let me know in the comments below which of these sneakers do you think you would be probably going for, or which of these sneakers do you think will do better than what I have suggested. Let's have a chat in the discussion. And yeah, if you're watching till here, thanks for watching. Do not forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you with a kind of a, not kind of a, in fact, a pretty special unboxing in the next one.